Okay, so today I'm be having the Final Wars version of Godzilla against the Monsterverse version of Kong. Now, I know there's going to be two very different groups of people that are probably going to see this video. The Monsterverse fans and the Final Wars fans, which, as we all know, just get along so well in comment sections. So if you disagree with the outcome of this video, I'll be fine debating you. Just don't cause war crimes in the comments, please. So, getting right into it I'm going to start with Monsterverse Kong. Right off the bat, there's some people that like to say he has galaxy level scaling because of the Hollow Earth portals. No, for starters, yeah, just because he goes in them doesn't mean he's taking the full force of a black hole due to the surface area of his body not being big enough to really take that. And also, all Titans are explicitly stated to be specifically designed to withstand it. That's like saying that a fish at the bottom of the ocean scales to the pressure of the ocean and therefore you could punch it and you would break your hand on it. No. Unless it's an oarfish, maybe. So, yeah, no, he doesn't scale directly to that. Now, that's not to say he has no ways of getting up there in the scaling department, just that's a very poor way to try to get him there for at least durability. As for speed, he dodges Godzilla's atomic breath. Some people will be like, well, it was Godzilla's head turning. He dodges it after Godzilla fired the breath, and he even blocks it after Godzilla fires the breath. You try dodging a laser after someone fires a laser, and tell me if you can dodge that. The answer is you couldn't, because you're not Kong. Kong has light speed to faster and light reaction speed. In Godzilla vs. Kong, when he was weakened. Therefore, he should likely have slightly better speed, if not much better speed, in GXK. So yes, Kong is light speed. Reaction time at least. As for normal speed, he's faster than Godzilla, who can run somewhere between 400 to 600 miles per hour early on, and possibly a lot faster now, up to like 700. So, Kong's fast. He's very fast. As for his overall arsenal, he has the axe, which absorbs mainly Chernivok radiation. So, yeah, it's going to work on Final Wars' breath, as it's also Chernivok radiation mainly. And he also has the Beast Glove, which multiplies his strength by a decent amount. I've heard some people say it's 2 times, up to 20 times. I'm pretty sure there's an official statement for it somewhere. It's a decent multiplier regardless. It's enough to stun a 2 to 20 times stronger Godzilla. Most things say that Godzilla's base is 2 times stronger, but he can hold 20 times more energy. Not that he's actually 20 times stronger, like some people say. However, you can argue that, I guess. So, yeah, he can stun Godzilla. A stronger Monsterverse Godzilla than the one that a lot of people claim beats Final Wars. Yeah, okay. So, right at the bat, he's pretty strong. I would like to note that just because he stuns Godzilla doesn't mean he would have beaten Godzilla there. Godzilla almost killed him with the atomic breath. If they would have been in a wide open area, Godzilla would have killed him again. Godzilla was just kind of surprised. I know a lot of Kong fans were going to get mad about that one. I'm sorry, the big monkey isn't beating the fucking dinosaur that shoots lasers. And is quite literally called a god in every series he's in. So, yeah, no, your big monkey isn't beating him because he got a shiny new Infinity Gauntlet. It's not happening. Onto some of his feats he has. He was able to pretty much move Mechagodzilla, who weighed apparently 600,000 tons, which is a lot, by the way. Now, he can also semi-scale to Muto Prime's physical strength, who can shake, not move, shake tectonic plates. That's pretty impressive, given how big tectonic plates are. So, he's strong. He's a strong guy. He's arguably physically stronger than Godzilla, although there are showings of Godzilla actually kind of being implied to be physically stronger as well. You also upscale some Titans like Tiamat and Behemoth as well, who all have pretty decent showings themselves. Both Behemoth doesn't, but Tiamat does. Well, excluding the movie showing, obviously. She kind of got one-shotted. But, onto actual scaling. Godzilla's Hollow Earth feat is calced to at least somewhere around planetary. Now, some people have been like, it's multi-continental moon level. Due to the subatomic destruction, you get it to planetary pretty easily. I know a lot of people try to claim that it shouldn't be that high. I'm sorry, it is. With statements from a certain show, you can get this all the way up to like at least solar system to galaxy level. I don't like using that scaling, but you can. But Kong, regardless, doesn't scale to even that. At least his durability and shit doesn't. His physical strength might kind of scale to Godzilla's physical strength, and his Beast Glove can almost scale to a blue atomic breath, not a pink one. He's strong. He's not comparable to Godzilla. They might work together, and the power gap between them is a lot closer than like Scar King and Shimu, but they still are not on the same level. So Kong's best scaling is semi-scaling off a pre-evolved Godzilla, sorta. The highest you can really get him without making it just seem ridiculous is star level, and the more casual is multi-continental to planetary. He is not scaling the solar system. That's a Godzilla only thing. I'm sorry. Kong is not Godzilla. So, he's strong. He's not that strong. It is also important to note that he does have a pretty decent durability feat of surviving absolute 0 on his arm, and somewhat holding back, well, at very least not getting one-shotted by Shima's atomic breath due to his axe, or her frostbite breath, whatever you want to call it. Still, that's not enough to really get his durability that high. Her best feat with it is causing an ice age, which it still isn't getting anywhere above like planetary, and that probably wouldn't be planetary really. So, how does the Final Wars version of Godzilla stack up to this? Surprisingly, he's pretty strong too. A lot of people like to nerf his running speed by saying that he only seems to run at like somewhere between 200 and 400 miles per hour in his movie, actually lower than 400, like 300-ish. They're failing to acknowledge the fact he isn't running most of the time in his movie. When he is running, he's significantly faster. So he's probably as fast, if not faster, than pre-evolved Godzilla. So he's likely in the same ballpark as evolved Godzilla. If he was taller, he would be in the same ballpark. He still sprints. So he's fast. He's fast enough to keep up with Kong, is what I'm trying to say. He might not be faster than Kong, but he's keeping up with Kong. As for his physical strength, most of his feats involve him throwing around stuff around the same size as like Monsterverse Godzilla, but not like, I mean, he's doing it, but it's not like super casual. He's still obviously struggling, so a lot of people are like, well, Kong's probably stronger. Well, you're forgetting that his physical strength actually sort of compares to his atomic breath. His atomic breath and pushing the mothership of the Exilians, which my calcs have at pretty decent physical strength, to say the least. Now, there's other calcs that kind of nerf it, but he's strong, since other kaiju can physically compare to the atomic breath, and he obviously would compare, he's stronger than them. He's not as strong as like a enraged Muto Prime, at least physically. Well, he's probably at least comparable actually, but he's not stronger than Monsterverse Godzilla physically, obviously, since Evolved Godzilla is stronger than he was prior. But he's strong enough to where he could keep up with Kong in melee combat. He might not be winning, but he's still able to throw a punch hard enough to make Kong bleed. And that's where also his fighting style comes into play. Unlike Monsterverse Godzilla, who's more of a slap the shit out of you like a fucking bear and then maul you. And yeah, there's some skill to it, but let's face it, he's still an animal. Final Wars fights like a human. The dude knows martial arts. Kong does not know martial arts. Kong is a fucking gorilla that punches people instead of bites them like an actual gorilla would. I'm not joking, gorillas don't punch in real life. They grab you and they bite you. It's kind of terrifying. But yeah, this Godzilla has the skills to actually challenge Kong melee a lot better than even Monsterverse would. Yes, he's less experienced, that doesn't really matter. So, given that melee, they're pretty even. When it comes to range, Final Wars' atomic breath is different as he has 3 separate versions of it, one requiring an amp. His first 2 are the normal blue and the spiral. The spiral one is strong, very strong, and the blue one is okay. We know that Final Wars Gigan apparently was a life wiper, according to some statements. Taking this into consideration, you could argue this compares to something like Showa Ghidorah's early feats of life wiping Venus. There's no real evidence to support that, but you can argue this. Either way, he's pretty strong. Godzilla can one-shot him, so needless to say, Kong's probably going to get hurt by it. Well, I wouldn't argue it's stronger or like significantly more powerful than the atomic breath we see in Godzilla vs. Kong. It's still strong enough to kill Kong if it hits him, like in a vital area. And his spiral breath is even stronger, obviously, enough to kill Kong. Now, Kong can obviously dodge these and react to them and charge his axe with them. However, again, hitting Final Wars Godzilla is going to be the same way as hitting Monsterverse Godzilla. He's not going to be like dead. He's just going to be knocked out. And even then, he's arguably going to beat Kong pretty easily right off the bat due to him not being the type of Godzilla to take things easy. He's not cocky like Monsterverse Godzilla. He sees Kong, he wants to kill Kong. That's his only purpose. And his third atomic breath, the Scorching Heat Ray, or his version of the Red Spiral Ray, or Kizar breath, whatever you want to call it, requires him to enter the Kizar form, which requires an amp. Now, some people are going to be like, he can't have an amp. Kong doesn't have an amp. It's a human-given amp, and Kong's glove is basically a human-given amp as well. So if Kong gets the glove, I don't see the problem with giving this Godzilla the Kizar form. And the Kizar form, my friends, is a fucking beast. Like, it's insane. The power boost he gives him, he goes from getting ragdolled by Kizar Ghidorah to literally humiliating him in like 3 seconds. So, if he gets Kizar, Monsterverse Kong cannot win. The axe isn't saving him there. Odds are the Kizar breath's going through the axe into Kong's face. Now, no Kizar form, it's a closer fight, but I see it going almost the same way that a fight with Kong and Monsterverse Godzilla went, Godzilla vs. Kong. But this time Godzilla's taking it seriously, and Godzilla's smaller but a lot faster. At least more agilic. So maybe not so much faster, it's insane, but he's more agile. He can jump and shit, basically. So yeah, I see Final Wars Godzilla beating Monsterverse Kong. I don't see Kong winning here. I know some Monsterverse fans are gonna be like, he should be galaxy level, and I'm like, no, he shouldn't. And there's some Final Wars fans who think the Final Wars Godzilla should just literally obliterate Kong instantly with no concepts of difficulty, because apparently he's stronger than Heisei Burning Godzilla, because some stupid statement that got debunked like 15 times on like 10 different channels that they don't understand the meaning of debunk, or the meaning of Final Wars being a different timeline or anything like that. But yeah, there's annoying fans of both sides. They're probably going to cry about this for one way or another. Debate me, I guess. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.